So it appears as if a couple years after its launch, Cyberpunk 2077 has regained its popularity, hitting 1 million daily players a few weeks back. And so I thought I'd give it another chance, not on a technical level. I'm not holding out too much hope in that department. However, because I'm absolutely certain if any game were to have secrets, it would be the concept of this one, so surely the final result has something. And I was right. So we'll set aside the game's buggy ways, and I would say hop in the car, but it sped off without me, because we're going to have some fun exploring the roads less travelled. So grab a coffee, maybe a biscuit, and please enjoy 10 Cyberpunk 2077 secrets many players missed. I hope the sloppy titling doesn't come off as an insult to your intelligence. I'm well aware plenty of people watching this video may just know about these things. So if that's you, don't worry, I know you're out there. I just like exploring video game secrets, you know? So without further chit chat, let's begin. Secret number 1. If we head to this spot on the map, we can find a relatively hilarious reference to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If you ride along the rail here, you'll come across a small tunnel that burrows under the hill. At one end of the tunnel, it doesn't really matter at which side you approach it from, you may happen upon a pair of unfortunates who are dead, along with the damaged remains of somebody's motorcycle. And on one of the bodies you will find a note transcript thing, an archived conversation between JC and Little Smoke, mirroring CJ and Big Smoke from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
You picked the wrong house, fool!
And it reads as follows. Yeah, I hear ya. Just gotta follow that train. We are. You can't like hack it or some shit to stop it? No chance. Trying to catch it now. Shit, there's a train coming the other way. JC, tell me what's going on. All you had to do was follow the damn train, JC. Forgive my stiff narration, but you know what it's referencing, don't you?
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
Well, in the end, it appears as if it was a train following them, explaining why they're dead on train tracks. Not far from here, we can find the next little secret, for it's at this location along the road where we may notice mounds of rubbish, and amongst it is an open refrigerator with a badly burned corpse laying inside. On this man's body is yet another archived conversation that tells us he was trying to prove that you can survive an explosion inside a refrigerator. I'll spare you from my reading of it because I sound like a crusty sock. This is of course a reference to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, in which there's a scene where Jones, not that Jones, survives being caught in an atomic blast test by hiding in a fridge. Unlike in the film, reality kicked him for this fella and he's, well, dead, and not even the refrigerator could save him from his expiry date. Secret number 3 brings us into the arse end of nowhere. Ignore where the marker's gone, it appears to have a mind of its own in this game, and look at the cursor at the centre of the screen, for it's here where we will find a unique, very quick car. If you follow this road that appears to just stop, you will find a cave, and if you follow it down a short distance, eventually you will come across a car in a crate. For the time being, we're going to walk past the sleek black car because there's also a little bit of backstory that can be read here. It's titled, "Read this every day, never give up, remember your purpose." And it reads as follows, "Don't be afraid, there's nothing there." That's what they always told me, but the night my parents were murdered, I knew I had seen something in the dark of that night. I searched for it a long time, cloaked myself in the darkness, learning it, understanding it, merging with it. I realised in its depths where light cannot escape, there was only one thing to fear, myself. I became the shadow. I became vengeance. I became the man Night City doesn't deserve. I became Mercman. I deliver the vengeance, destruction and justice necessary to save this dying city from itself, and I will do so until the day my heart no longer beats inside my chest. So this is the Mercmobile, and that document is a clear reference to Batman. Therefore, we've got the Batmobile. Once you hop inside this car, it will be added to your inventory effectively, so you can call it whenever you fancy, and it's a pretty rapid boy. So if you want to find yourself in the possession of a relatively rapid vehicle pretty quick, then look no further. The Batmobile is here. Sorry, Mercmobile, I keep getting it mixed up. It's pretty snazzy and it can clock 210 speeds, I don't know what unit of measurement we're using here. It didn't take me long to turn it into a total insurance write-off, but at least I had fun doing what the Capes Crusader himself would have loved. Just kidding, I used it to bulldoze pedestrians. For secret number 4, we're headed all the way to the southwest of the map because it's here where we will find a reference to Fallout. If you've been out here, you may have noticed a circular object propped up against a fence and a rock. At the centre of it, you can read the number 101. On one of these delightful chaps' bodies that are propped up right next to this mock-up Vault 101 replica, we can read another archived conversation in which it discloses to us that these characters were role-playing in a post-apocalyptic world in which they emerged from Bunker 101 after nuclear war erupted across the globe. Of course, Vault 101 is the starting point of Fallout 3. Fallout is set in a post-apocalyptic world after nuclear war erupted all around the Earth. Something appears to have murdered these guys though, otherwise they wouldn't be this dead. That or they didn't prepare to be chilling out in the desert and died of dehydration or something, but you never know. It's a cool Easter egg anyway.
Secret number 5 is buried in the photo mode. There's a variety of different poses in here referencing several things, and honestly, it's full of little Easter eggs. However, one of them stands out above the rest. The pose is called You're Breathtaking, and it's obvious what it's referencing. Cyberpunk's 2019 E3 showcase.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
So now you can strike the exact pose for the photo mode. For secret number 6, in V's apartment we can go to the bathroom, and to the right of the toilet you may notice 3 seashells. This is a reference to the Sylvester Stallone movie Demolition Man, in which Sylvester Stallone's character finds himself in the future, and 3 seashells have replaced toilet paper. It's a strange thing and it's never made quite clear how it works, but as far as Cyberpunk is concerned, they are just there. Whilst we're chilling in V's apartment, we may as well get secret number 7 out of the way. Night City is devoid of the vast majority of animal life, however, if you head outside of V's apartment and take a left turn, you will eventually come across a cat. You'll get a prompt to feed the cat, and doing so will make it yours. Next thing you know, you've adopted a stray cat and it's chilling inside the washing basket in your apartment. So, if you like cats, now you know exactly how to acquire one. But before you can trigger this, you must first read a conversation archive located in the small bin to the left of this, which is just at the end of the corridor from V's apartment and immediately to your right. For the 8th secret, during the main story mission The Heist, you can find an NPC who is the spitting image of Hideo Kojima if you decide to explore. He'll be chilling in the lobby of the Konpeki Plaza with several other NPCs, engaging in conversation.
単純な表現しかできてないから。笑いといえばコメディだし、恐怖はホラーだし、恋愛はラブロマンスじゃん。ジャンル映画の方法を使ってるだけでしょ。感情表現ってそうじゃないんじゃないかな。だから今東京のチームと実験をしてるんだ。人間の感情がもっと豊かな作品を作ろうと思ってね。例えば嬉しいけど物悲しいとか、落ち着いてるけど何か不安を感じるとか、そういう感覚ってあるでしょ。僕はリアルを感じてもらいたいんだ。もちろん現実には体験できない物語を通してね。
After a while we do get a prompt to interact with him, however he doesn't seem especially bothered by our presence. Secret number 9 is quite flimsy, but whatever, video games are art and art is what you make of it. There is this little cul-de-sac in the southeastern portion of the city's area in the map, but many players have drawn the connection between this place and Grove Street from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, although it does look a little bit more like how Grove Street does in Grand Theft Auto 5. As originally this cul-de-sac was not symmetrical. You could certainly make a case for it looking a bit like Grand Theft Auto 5's Grove Street however, and it's also teeming with gang members. The buildings of the cul-de-sac are also surrounded by palm trees, which is also very Grove Street, and plenty of Cyberpunk players have made this connection. So whether by intent or not, many players will look at this as Grove Street, or at least a nod to it. But let me know what you think, because I'm not entirely certain that was the plan. but at least it's a cool place to come and have a fight if that's what you're looking for. I think I've saved the best till last because secret number 10 is located at this spot on the map, on the northern side of what's known as the Kabuki roundabout. Head down to its lower level and as far clockwise as possible, Johnny Silverhand will appear in front of a shutter.
V, try to get inside.
There's nothing in the game that will tell you what the code to this shutter door is, however, there is a code lock if you wish to give it a crack. The code only came with the physical copies of the game and is 60518. That should unlock the door. If you head on in, you will be greeted by a large television, and Johnny Silverhand will sit on the sofa with a guitar. He'll play a lovely little tune and you can turn on the television, which reveals an image slideshow of every single developer who worked on Cyberpunk 2077 by the looks of it. I've sped it up to 4 times speed so we can get as many faces in there as possible. However, there are simply tons of pictures in here and it takes a good amount of time to go through all of them. This is clearly a tribute to the developers who worked on this game. A secret tucked away room in which their faces can be shown to us. I like the little Easter eggs that call back to the developers who made the very game that it's in. However, I don't envy the job of whoever had to edit this PowerPoint together. It goes on for a very long time and there are too many faces up here to count. And whilst I cannot show every single face, we would be here for an awfully long time. I did sit and watch it to the very end when I recorded this video, because I was kind of curious to see how long it would take. And boy, it didn't let me down, it took an awful long time. This gives you an idea of just how many people it takes to make a game like this, and it's neat that those who worked on the game have been immortalised within it. Anyway, that brings us all nicely to the end of today's video. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff, that would be awesome. Be sure to hit subscribe to my history channel Decades as well if you fancy, and if not, no worries. But if you are interested, you can find a link to that in the description under the timestamps. And with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point, but until next time, please take care and goodbye.